maneuvers.
Yes. So, hey, guys. You got Peter Combo Fiend Rosas here. The ever handsome Mike Jones from Marvel. And
Everybody.
This
I
Marvel,
see yikes,
baby.
man. I see yikes, Marvel, baby. We out here.
Incarnate himself.
Marvel himself.
Let's
Yeah.
get it poppin', man. I'm here. Very
More
excited.
Marvel
yes.
than
Yeah.
the Marvel guy.
We out here,
Yeah,
man.
we got, yo, he happened to be walking by, guys, and I saw him. I said, hey, yo, yikes, get in the tank with us, man. Like, we want
Fish
to.
tank?
I definitely
Get
want to
the
be with the
display
piranhas
case.
right now. I want to be with the piranhas for sure.
So, I mean, like, you know, the point of this stream today is, I believe Mike Evans and Bill yesterday were talking about the story. Today, I want to walk our viewers through the mechanics of the game, you know, and we brought our guinea pig here, you know, to just run a few games. You
The
know?
crash test dummy.
We've been waiting for this moment, man. We've been hard at work on it, but to get it in the hands of greatness, we're excited.
Exactly.
Ooh, but I feel so
exactly.
noobish,
Yeah.
though. Let's
Yeah.
go. I like it
Oh
fresh.
yeah, but see, that's the thing though. Everybody's gonna be on an equal plane when this game comes out, right? Yeah. So, you know, before, you know, we hop into battle, what I want to do though is just kind of show the mechanics of the game. You know, kind of a little bit of a walkthrough what we're trying to do here, the rationale behind some of it, because I know, you know, with these decisions, people are like, whoa, like what are you guys doing? You know, that ain't Marvel. You know, what do you mean accessible? You know, no. I just want it to be for me, and I want to do hardcore combos. It's like, no, look, both of you are accounted for. We got you. We know what you want. We've been around. You know, I was playing this guy in this dusty arcade back in the early 2000s. You know, it was, you know, before there was CPT, before there was anything. Yeah, you know.
Who else imported a Dreamcast to play MVC2?
That was a classic.
Yeah, and look, you know, we've been out there talking a lot about the story, which we're really excited about in Marvel. We've been talking about, how, like, you know, we want to be inclusive. We want everybody to pick up this game and feel the excitement very quickly, be able to enjoy story mode, be able to have a good time. But if you're a mad scientist, right,
no shortage.
and that's where we want to go today. We want to get in the lab. We want to talk about mad scientist experiments, get nitty-gritty with a lot of the micro details and under-the-hood mechanics that maybe we haven't talked about so much, right? So everybody knows about the 2v2 and the partner stuff and the Infinity Stones. We're going to take it a few layers deeper.
Yeah, and show, you know, for guys like myself, you know, even for guys like you, because you're an accomplished player. You used to be a Third Strike
Well,
maniac.
I was going to say, I don't think as fast as you guys.
Yeah,
I'm from Third Strike, so my brain doesn't work as quickly.
But still, though, you're
That was pretty fast.
efficient.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
That was
come
pretty
on.
fast.
So if you play Urian and you're doing those stylish combos, your brain's working. So, yeah, and I'm just going to, you know, kind of break down, you know, today we showing off the reality stone, so I'll show how those things work. And
I think that's my stone, too. I've been playing around with a lot of them.
I mean,
I think that's my stone.
It gives non-projectile guys projectiles. So if you have like
when it's homing too, so you get all kinds of situational things that you can take advantage of. And the storm is great too, man. All the elemental.
Yeah, you catch them everywhere.
A matrix of insanity.
Yeah,
right?
no, but I'll show you guys some technicalities, some good stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
put
this
an Agent
first
M out
and
here looking
foremost,
at
this
us.
feels like a first date. I'm gonna just call it out of this. I'm really nervous.
Yeah.
Nah, not really. I'm just actually more excited than anything. But let's go with the Centurion Nova, and of course I've been talking about him a lot.
Yes, Ultron.
Let's go to Ultron. I will definitely pick Reality Stone.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So.
Ultron's new to the franchise, Captain Marvel's new to the franchise, and the Team of Japan's done some crazy stuff with their movesets too, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Ultron. You know, he could call lesser drones. He has like this big orb that's just so good when you tag in, because you can switch anytime you want. So you could create some real dastardly mix-ups and things like that. And we'll get into that. You know.
Okay.
So you know, first and foremost, let's just talk about really quickly simple commands, right?
Okay.
So you know, just block real quick. You know, you keep pressing light punch and you get, you know, this combo that goes from, you know, a ground combo into an air combo. Actually, let me hit you with it real quick. You know, and, you know, people see this and they say, why isn't it scaled? You know, like, why? The damage is high. Like, you go ahead, you try it out, you know? It's just like, what about that, you know? But check it out. It's always doing the same combo. Like, no matter what you do, it's always this same combo. Same predictable damage. You know, there's no real branches. It's like, it's useful, but it's also limited.
Yeah, it's not optimized, and it doesn't necessarily leave you the best setups for follow-ups.
Exactly.
You know, and so that, you know, that's again, that's one of those features that's for people who aren't you guys to feel the excitement quickly. Oh, I could do an air combo. I don't have to sit there in training mode for an hour and figure it out, right?
Exactly.
Like you want people. That's, you know, you want people to taste Marvel, but not
Yeah, you
master
get to see,
it with one button.
Yeah,
right?
you get to see, oh, okay, that's an air combo, that's a launcher, that's the speed they move at.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand now. Cool, that's how this game functions. Sweet.
Yeah, and that'll get you through. That'll get you through some story mode, but it ain't gonna win you no evos, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, there's that, and then if you push heavy punch and heavy kick together, so you can block this, you know, you get a simple hyper combo. So you know, I saw people were like, oh, but the damage, why? But you only get one, right? Like Captain Marvel has a few hyper combos, but every time I push triangle, heavy punch, heavy kick, it's always going to be that same hyper combo. So yes, it's useful because you can score a hyper combo, and we want people to be able to access what's cool about the character. But you know, let it be understood that there are limitations to it, right? And that's the thing that we designed for. It's like making sure that it's accessible, but at the same time, you know, you do have to put in time, and you do have to actually learn the moveset of your character if you want to take it to that next level.
Yeah, and not to go too far down the rabbit hole of philosophy, although I would love to know Yaji's thoughts on this, is like, I think that, you know, I've seen think pieces out there, I've seen videos, I've seen analyses, I've seen a lot of people commenting, and I think there's a lot of times, like, people make a direct correlation to lowering the barrier of entry and closing the skill gap, and like those are not the same things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we want the door to be open to everyone, but we don't want to collapse the skill gap at all, right? Because that's where the Marvel potential like really lets the belt out, right? And gets crazy. So you know, our goal is to let everyone enjoy.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Open the door up.
Yeah.
So more you can get in.
Like in past games, we always had this though. That's why it's like it shouldn't be a surprise to a lot of people. So it's a great way, to open the doors. Like, hey, you want to peek at what you could possibly do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jump up in and then just freestyle with it, you know?
Yeah, and then, you know, for those guys, you know, you go to a tournament and you want to make it a little bit more hardcore, go ahead. Like, go to the options, right? You just go to, it should be here. What is the control guide? No, it's not in here.
It's the demo build. It's not the full build.
Okay, sorry, it's demo build. But basically, guys, there will be the option to turn off the simple combos.
All that stuff off.
Yeah, you can turn it off. You can turn off easy hyper combos. So it's.
I think it's on main menu. Somebody was telling me.
Oh, okay, sorry, that's where it is. Well, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah, it's okay.
But you have the option to turn it off, guys. So I mean, for you guys out there who are like, I just want to keep pressing light push to confirm. I don't want it to go into a combo. Like, you know, you have that ability to do so, right? So then, you know, we have the switch system in this game. We have 4 attack buttons. Light punch, heavy punch, light kick, heavy
Marvel
kick.
too, baby.
Just
Just how I like it.
Return to form,
Just how I like it.
So, you know, go ahead and switch into Ultron real quick. But, like, for every character, we have, like, one universal combo. So it's like light punch, light kick, down heavy punch, right? So, like in MVC3, you had, you know, it was light, medium, heavy, S for that 4-hit combo that was universal for all characters. In this game, you have that same thing. Right, it's just making a square with from light punch, light kick, heavy kick to heavy punch.
Okay.
Yeah, and you always get that combo. So you know, for those of you out there who want a starting point and you want to know how to kind of manually input the combos, you have that, right? And we felt that that's just really important because the players who are trying to make that step from pressing light punch repeatedly to actually manually entering things, you have that step. And then you kind of start taking it, right? It's taking it to that next level.
I've, you know, even around our office where, you know, we got a lot of comics, movie fans, but not necessarily hardcore fighting game players. They're intimidated by fighting games, right? You get it in their hands. And they learn the auto combo really quickly and they have fun and everybody's enjoying it. But what I noticed is once people get up in the air, they actually start playing around and doing different stuff. And so it does really open the door. And people are like, okay, I do my, you know, 2, 3, 4 hit, launch, and then when I'm up in the air, I'm not going to continue my auto combo. I'm going to try my own stuff now.
Yeah.
Right? So people already naturally start experimenting.
Yeah, they start coming outside of that that box, right? Yeah. It's the more you know, and it's the faster you feel comfortable. So, you know, so you have the 4 attack buttons, right? And then you have your switch button. So really important for you guys to see when you switch, when you come in, there's a hit. And what that does is that really helps combos continue going, right? So, you know, so go ahead and, you know, just try that real quick. Yeah, as you can see, you know, you just gotta start. One of the things that you're gonna have to learn in this game is to hit that switch button so often. You know, oh, okay, yeah.
There you go, all right.
But you know, what's another interesting little like technicality, right? Because that's what people want to know. If you do it in if you catch them as they're in the air and you switch and it hits, you get a wall bounce. You know, it's so technical. But that's the kind of thing you guys want to know, right? So.
And I mean, I think even further, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, they're still tuning the builds, and I've seen different builds, but like, I think we're also been playing with the distance of switch and how that changes throughout the match and in different situations.
Yeah, so when you switch, your character will come in to the opponent, right? But if you hold the direction, you can actually cancel the switch. You can cancel the switch a little bit faster.
You can also cancel into hyper combos, attacks,
yeah, exactly. You don't have
attacks.
to. You don't have to have them come in the whole way. They just come in the whole way, so it's easier to connect the combo.
Okay.
Right. But let's say the combo keeps going because you can keep switching characters, right? Granted that they've done their animation, their taunt animation, and they leave. You can tag them. I mean, switch them back in over and over and over. But what we've done is because we see how strong that is, right? You don't want this looping combo where the guys just keep coming in and out. What happens is, every time you tag further in the combo, the character appears further away. So you have to be way sick to keep the combo going. You have to find a way to get
subtle
over.
drop off.
Yeah, right? So you're like, oh, let me do this combo. Oh, sorry, I should have ended it, but
it's almost like damage scaling. It's more like switch scaling, distance scaling, right?
Yeah, and then, you know, there's stuff like that. Like, it just gets a little harder and harder to continue the combo. So, you know, for those out there wondering, like, oh, man, you can keep kind of just going with that? Like, just keep switching? Like, that? No, there's rules here.
Yeah, it gets more nuanced for sure.
Yeah, there are some rules. But more importantly, though, you can just switch anytime, anywhere, doing anything, right? So, you know, you do a hyper combo, and then you switch, and then you have Ryu try to do an overhead going nuts, right?
Well, I'm definitely going to get him.
Yeah, or, you know, you have this hurricane kick hyper, and then, you know, you're just like, what is going on there, right? You're just trying to get dirty.
Right.
So that's what we were talking about. We were like, okay, so we went back to 2v2. Everybody's like, but MVC3, MVC2, it's
3
3v3.
characters, assists,
That's what,
you know.
that's Marvel, baby. And it's just like Marvel, X-Men versus Street Fighter, and the other ones, not necessarily. But we wanted to also make sure that there was still an evolution, right? And what's
I think what we talked about a lot early on in the process was like Marvel, and you know, love to get Yipes' thoughts on this too. But like to us, like Marvel was not a list of mechanics, right? Marvel is about being able to create an identity in the game.
100%.
Create, experiment, express yourself, come up with your own style, and give you the freedom to do that, right? And the mechanics and the tools and the design should serve that. Like that was the sacred philosophy to us. And so we're like, okay, 2v2, return to form, but how do we give you even more flexibility and more options, right? So instead of one predetermined assist, all that stuff Peter's making up, like now we're giving you the freedom to create any custom scenario you want to.
Yeah,
right?
how do you make these guys work together, right? Like, what kind of dastardly tactics
Right.
have you devised,
And then you layer in the stones, and then it's just, now all of a sudden your Ultron Nova team, if you're using the Reality Stone, you play them totally different if you're using the Time Stone.
Yeah, if I'm using Ultron Nova with Time Stone, right? Yeah, and you know, I mean, MVC2 heydays, when we were at it, I had Team Combo Feed. That's what people knew it as, right?
Exactly.
And, you know, Yipes had his team, right? And it's basically like, that was identity creation. Yes, I had these 3 characters, and I had these specific assists and my tactics that I developed. Well, guess what? Because this game is so open, right? Because you can switch at will, you're able to do that in this game, like, exponentially. Right? Because it's not some predetermined tactic like, oh, I have this one combo or I have this one thing. It's just like, no, like, when do you switch? You know, like, do you do it in
the air?
combo?
Are you on the ground?
Yeah, like,
are you doing counter switch?
So one thing that caught my eye in this game for sure is like there's no ceiling from what I'm seeing. Oh, excuse me. There's no ceiling in this game. Like there's always an open room to really be creative and really just keep freestyling.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Yeah. You know, like, there's some dastardly things you could do. Like, let's say you did an overhead with Ryu and then you switch and you went low. I mean, you know, go ahead and make these unblockables, pseudo unblockables. Because I'll just let you guys know right now, there's no unblockables in this game. We actually looked at that specifically because guys like me, just doing things like this in the office, and I was like, yeah, guys, let's like make sure that there's no unblockables in this game.
And as a Urian player, I would just abuse the shit out of that.
Exactly, right? So yeah, like if things hit on the same frame, it actually blocks. But I'll tell you, you mistiming it and doing hard blockables.
Hard blockables,
Ooh, you better, you know, you better get those blocks ready.
Or the non-blockables. The non-blockables.
So, you know,
if you
those
get burned, what, 2 meters, right? You get hit, it's a
counter switch, counter switch. So, yeah, let's look at that, right, real quick, because we're still in the switch.
Ooh. Damn,
okay,
you've been in the
office, I was kind of, you know, showing you what I do after hours. So, so, you know, in this game, we wanted to make sure that, you know, teamwork isn't just relegated to offense. So you put in this thing called the counter switch. So if you hold the switch button down while you're getting either attacked, or if you're in block stun, you'll be able to switch characters, right? So and you see that counter switch, so the focus gets shifted over to Nova, or your character who comes in. And we were talking about that, and it's just basically like we didn't want this game to be like the previous ones where you just watch a combo. You just, oh, he touched me? One-hit kills? Okay.
Put the control down.
Put the controller down. Yeah, of course.
Right?
The one-player game.
Yeah, no. We want this to be interactive. We want dudes always thinking, right? And here, look, so.
But it ain't a free escape. It costs 2 meters.
It costs 2 meters, right? Because it's pretty strong. But if you know the guy's gonna do it, you can actually catch the guy. You can catch their partner coming in. Like, let's say you had Nova. You're doing an air combo, and you know he's gonna do a counter switch. You would air dash down and hit the guy coming in.
So the situation will be like low health. He's about to go.
Yeah,
just gonna counter. You
exactly.
You
make the
counter.
read. So there is risk. There is risk to it. It's not just a get out of jail free card, right? So I mean, we wanted to make sure that there's a risk reward happening all the time. You're always thinking. You're always playing.
Every choice matters.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So I mean, that's that. So let me talk to you about the Infinity Stones real quick before we start just freestyling.
This is story time to me.
We got to talk about short hop. We got to talk about advancing guard, reflections. We got to talk about all those little subtleties.
So
but yeah, let's do stones.
That's why you're here. Yeah, okay.
Right.
See that? That's why Jones is here. So yeah, Infinity Stones. If you press the Infinity Stone button, they just perform an action, right? And for this one, it's a homing projectile. What's really cool is one person who performs the Infinity Stone action. That action isn't negated. Sorry, that action isn't prevented. The next guy who comes in isn't prevented from performing that action.
Okay.
Sorry. So if you press the Reality Stone switch and then Reality Stone, you can throw 2.
You know what? I didn't even know that.
Oh, did you?
I never even tried that before.
Added layers.
Yeah, you could be so annoying. You could just be so annoying with this, right? So, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So there's that, right?
I think that Reality Stone is the one I've been gravitating towards. There's so much you could do with a homing projectile, and either augmenting characters that don't have a lot of range, or crazy-ass characters like Doctor Strange, or projectile-based characters. You can even make it more insane.
Just give them more layers,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
and because it's homing, right? So if you jumped here and you did it, look how it's coming down, right? Yeah. So I go over your head and then I switch, and it's just like, okay, why?
That was kind of ambiguous on top of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just the application. It's just like, how do you use it, right? And it's still coming, right? It's just like, whoa. But at the same time, there is a weakness to it. So go ahead and try to push block that right at the point of impact. Oh, you got to be a little better.
Just frame.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So you could push it back. So, you can't just sit on it. But if you mistime it, you eat the damage.
I see.
So, risk reward, man. Risk reward all the time. And
that's not just for the reality, like any projectile.
Yeah, right? Yeah, most projectiles.
Yeah,
like Chris's Magnum, we said, no, you can't reflect that because that's just too good. You know?
Come on now.
If it can stop a train, you're not reflecting that gunshot. Yeah. So there's a very tiny list of projectiles you can't reflect. Otherwise, it would just kind of make them not good.
Yeah. Some like fictionally it doesn't make sense. You could project.
Exactly. But for the most part, yes, you can reflect projectiles in this game. So like Ryu, if I throw this at you.
Oh wait, can you bounce it back?
Oh, you know
shit.
I can, yeah, dude.
Infinitely?
It goes up
that
quite a while.
Yeah. There's added layers to this. So like,
wait, how many can they go? How many can they go? 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then you go after it, right?
All right.
So there's some fun things you can do with that little mini game right there. And then there's also like super jumping. We have that. That's normal. But now you could like super low jump. So if you super jump and then hold down, you can like come in at some
even if you don't got flies
angles.
or triangle jumps, you can get those angles.
Yeah, so you got like Ryu, who's just a normal man. He's just a simple guy trying to get his fight on.
He got triangle jumps.
Yeah, but now he's just fought. Oh, you can do that in the air too, by the way.
What, javelin?
Yeah, do it in the air. Yeah, so we wanted Nova to be, I'm going to get into the characters a little bit, but just so you know, we wanted Nova to reflect, we talked about this, make him a more accurate reflection of him in the Marvel Universe, whereas he's pretty mobile in the air. Yeah. Whatever he does on the ground, he can do in the air, So we wanted to make sure that was represented.
It's really opened him up, too, I think.
Yeah, dude, he's like the Magneto of the game. Anyways, so, yeah, like,
oh, you got control over it, too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you can, like, directionally influence.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you can always heighten it however you want. Oh, that's so sick.
Dude, so if you want the offense to keep going, and let's say here's the super jump, right? It goes that high, and you're like, nah, I'm going to bring it down.
Oh.
So it's not even a set height. it's you who controls the height, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna bring it down. Let's go.
And we're so sick of it's like incoming danger. Be like, oh, hold on a second.
Yep.
Yeah,
Stuff like that. So good evasive tactic. Because I'm all about movement, so that adds a good element to it. So
Yeah,
that's
and
pretty good.
And it makes a lot more characters, I think, viable in terms of like just offense, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there, and they're like, what about my blinks? Like the more hardcore guys, and it's just like, you can still move around in this game pretty fast, right? It's just that you have to let the dash animations play out a little bit, and you can still move around. It's still possible. It's just that you don't get to run away. Like only the top 1% who could blink had that functionality. It's just like that doesn't do anything. You got to make sure most people can use this. So, anyways.
Yeah, the wave dash pace, like cadence, is just a little bit different, but you can still cover as much different distance as quickly as you could in previous games.
It's still
right?
it's still
it's just
fast.
a slightly different cadence.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to let animations play out a bit more, So there's still
I
that.
get it.
The movement is there, right? Yeah. So
you're just gonna have a little new muscle memory, right, for the speed of the game.
yeah. So that low jump stuff. Yeah, keep that in
Oh, that
mind.
was ground cross. Yeah. Okay,
Oh
nice.
yeah, dude. No, you can still get all kinds of nasty. Yeah. So let me talk to you real quick about the Reality Storm. Sorry, not the Reality Storm, the Infinity Storm. So when this bar is at 50% or higher, you get to turn stone on, right? And that's done by pressing the partner button and the switch button together. So, if every time you use the stone, though, it fills it up a little bit. So go ahead and put in Ultron real quick. Yeah, see, every time you use it, it's going up slightly, right? Or if you get beat up. So I can just beat you up a little bit. There you go. Okay, so, it's tag
Fills
and
up two ways,
Yeah, so it's the tag button and the switch button together.
Oh, the storm.
Storm button, yeah, to activate the storm. So then, for the reality, every time you push an attack button, you get something different. So light kick is ice, heavy punch is a fire dragon, and heavy kick is like a lightning strike. Yeah, you control the elements, right? You're augmenting that reality. But beat me up real quick. I'll show you something, like a little technicality that we think is pretty awesome right now. So here, I'll activate it. Check it out. So I have the fire dragon, right? And when you have one coming, you can only have one at a time. But if I were to, let's say, fire dragon, and then
Oh my goodness!
you
shit.
Oh my goodness!
Also did not know you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Because that's based on the earlier just simple mechanic of you can do the surge twice, so you can do storm effects twice.
Yeah, you can
Dude,
have
that's
two
sick.
things on the screen, so you can have all kinds of elements flying at a guy. Cover the ground, cover the air.
It's party time, basically.
Yeah,
Party time after that.
right. But see, then that's also what's interesting about the strategy. It's like, do I wait to activate the Infinity Storm when I just have one character left? Is it my comeback mechanic, or do I press my advantage with it at 50%? Right? Like, there's decisions being made here. And it's like, how is the stone optimal for my team? You got to take that into account. Like, it's not just about this Infinity Storm. It's also the surge, right? Because if I'm using reality, right, I could create... It's useful just to use. But then the final activation effect is also really effective, right? But with time, it could be different. So the stones, they're really important. We looked at that. We said, hey, like, we have to make sure that this stays true to Marvel lore, but at the same time really influences battle, really helps create that identity, right? That players have come to know and expect.
Yeah, that they're powerful and meaningful.
Yes.
And there's 6 of them, so you really got to think about what they can all do for the surge, for the storm, and then none of those mechanics are throwaway, that they're all useful somehow, and either doubling down on your strategy or augmenting a weakness that you may have or a character may have. And so, yeah, we talked a lot about that. And so, everybody knows how powerful the Infinity Stones are, right, in the Marvel Universe.
Exactly.
I mean, Infinity War is
breaking
coming
a
up.
rule of combat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how we thought about it. It's like, yeah, you get to break a rule of the fighting game universe, right? And so,
but I mean,
and it's hard, it's kind of tough to design them because like you could do so much crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we took a lot of inspiration from other iterations in Marvel superheroes, but I think we wanted to go bigger.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then that's the thing, right? Like, we just wanted to make sure that, because that third character was being taken away, that you got something that was better than the third character, right? You got functionality. Because that's what... Let's talk real quick.
Okay.
In MVC2, I recall a team being played called MSP, and Psylocke was ass. And she was just on the team because she was an invincible assist. I thought Cyclops was pretty decent, but he was an invincible assist. And, I played Iron Man. I love the dude, but he was kind of just an assist for me, And why have that character who's just a function?
A handicap, right?
Yeah, you know, you have your guys that you really care about. So why not just have a stone replace that character, right? That functionality, as Mike pointed out, suddenly you have weaknesses being accounted for, right? Suddenly you have strengths being magnified.
Not just a meat shield.
Exactly,
Okay.
right? Yeah. And then at the same time, you know, because you can use the Infinity Surge just in your everyday like actions, and then you also have your Infinity Storm to really make that comeback or really deal damage. It's like,
I'm in awe with this, with the shore hop, dude. I'm like here freestyling with it. It's just so sick.
Right. Well, and yeah, I mean, back to the character's assist, the stones. On the surface, it's easy to do the math and be like, oh, 3v3 is more complicated than 2v2. And actually, no. As, you know, one of the big goals was to say, can we make the 2v2 experience just as complex and sophisticated, if not more so?
yeah, but
right,
at the
than
same
what
time,
individual assists were.
but at the same time, so much more accessible,
Yeah,
right? Because
exactly.
having 2 characters on the screen and a stone, it's a lot easier to account for than 3 characters and some assists you don't know about. And and you know, like for our guys who just jump in, if they only have to know what 6 stones do, it's like, oh, okay, the power stone will hit me, and the reality thing will
Pick a
throw-
power up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, I got it, but when guys like you get filthy with it, it's just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
You haven't seen
Well,
what it
yeah,
can
that's
really
the thing.
do.
Everybody loves to say, like, oh, our game is easy to learn, difficult to master. I think we really have hit a great equilibrium
Yes,
here. And
yes,
I would just
yes.
encourage everybody to get their hands on it, whether you're a new player, a casual action fan, a Marvel fan. Play it, have fun with it. And if you're hardcore, mess around with the mechanics. Tell me how crazy you think it'll be.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, right? Like, I mean, like, with story demo, you're getting a taste of the stones and the characters, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, when it comes to an area near you where you can play this, the versus mode, then you'll see it in action. And you know, it's just, I mean, as a Marvel player, it's a guy who loves this, you know, like, for me, damn, the assist. we got that real life.
Water
That was my
assist.
tag. That was my tag button right there.
Yeah, he hit
Capcom water.
That's what's
yeah,
up.
we got our own bottles, baby.
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah.
yeah, man, I don't know. I played this at work, and I was just like, the switch mechanic, I was just like, stop. Like,
Well, I think that's another good indicate. Like, we've worked on I've worked on a lot of games, and a lot of times you get into the tuning phase or the QA phase. You're trying to final the game. You got to play it every day, and it ends up being kind of a chore, right? You're like, okay, I got to go into these things. I got to write bugs. I got to fix stuff. But this game, it never stops being fun to play, and I think that's a great indication for just the future and everybody else getting their hands on it, right? Like, if anything, it just gets more fun to play. I'm learning new stuff about the game I didn't know exists because I don't get to sit down and play with you all the time.
yeah. But here, I'll also tell you just real quick about how the hierarchy of moves in this game. So the hierarchy of moves, real quick, it's normal attacks into special attacks and the hyper combos, right? Hyper combos being the hierarchy. So you can cancel normals into specials into hypers. The Infinity Surge actions count in the same category as specials.
Okay.
So you can do like, you can do attack into
Yeah.
that.
Well, I
and-
saw some of the, like, Isadelica's Dante combo, but he was using that Power Stone in there. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how you would use it if you're looking at that. And then the Infinity Storm, that actually counts as a hyper. So you can do it. You can use a surge and then activate right after that if you wanted to. Also, you can activate the Infinity Storm out of block, so you can cancel block stun in case you wanted to punish something very hard. You know, so what I mean is. Let me beat up Ultron a little bit because I gotta fill up your gauge.
Let's go, ordinary guy.
Right? That was so basic. Ryu was so basic. I love it. So I'm gonna do the Shinku Hadoken, and towards the end of it, just activate the stone and then get me.
So just do the Infinity Storm?
Yeah, activate it. Oh no! Yeah. You gotta just kind of time it. Yeah, see, and it said reversal. So you would negate the block.
Ah, so it's like a
The
guard
block
cancel.
stun, yeah, and then you can kind of go in. And so there's strategic ways to use it. Yeah, if you hit Life Punch, you use Wind. You have all elements at your disposal, man. So, dude, Reality Stone's pretty hype.
Oh.
You could also, oh yeah, and there's also something, oh, we're tinkering with this right now. So yeah, so I just got reminded about it. So go ahead and beat me up a little bit. So what we also have is easy level 3 hypers that you can use, but you lose the rest of the gauge. So I activate it, right? And if I push the activation again, it does a level 3 hyper.
Right, yeah.
But then you lose the rest of the gauge.
Use all your resources.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, like, we're experimenting with that. We think it'll stay just because that really helps the comeback factor, right? If you can just do a random like level 3, it's pretty hype. So we're looking at that. But yeah. So I mean, you know, like a lot of TLC on our sides, you know, really making sure that, you know, for our fighting game fans, you know, that they're not neglected. You know, I think sometimes the FGC or our more, you know, legacy players were thinking, oh man, you know, here they go again, like neglecting us, and or, you know, no, that's not the case here, guys. We wanted to make sure that you guys are hyped.
The experience, the feel, the identity creation, all that is sacred. And like, we know, we come in the office every day, sober, like humbled to be working on this stuff. It's a dream come true. And Marvel fans, hey, they're the most passionate fighting game fans.
Yeah, no, for
most
real.
passionate community, and like, you know, the franchise and the series would be nothing without the fans. And like I said, I hope everybody gets their hands on it. We got the story demo downloadable, so anybody sitting at home watching right now can grab it, play with it. Please enjoy it.
Yeah, for real. So, you know, let me just walk you through, you know, let's look at some characters real quick.
Okay, all right.
Show me the ropes.
So we got, like, you know, a little bit of time, so I'm not going to go into every single character. But
How
we
long
have
are we
these,
doing on time?
Yeah. We're good? Okay,
All
cool. But we have Captain Marvel, you know. She has 8-way air dashes, you know. She's a storm-like.
Okay. She looks so graceful, so elegant.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
She has her Photon Blast. She has Flight.
yeah.
She has a Blitz Blow, which is similar to a drill type attack that was in previous games, you know. Like
Okay.
Down.
yeah, you know. But on top of that, she also has some cool command grabs, you know, that really let her stay in your face if she's trying to do offense, right? Let me show it to you real quick. So yeah, now we're gonna kind of explore the moveset a little bit, you know, because Captain Marvel, you know, she's a new addition. We had to make sure we did her justice.
Spice up, you better.
Yeah.
That's the debut.
Right?
And can you use binary power?
Yeah,
Yes,
you can
you
go.
can.
I'll show you, and you can do binary.
We had Justin Wong on the stream in here.
Let's go, Justin! he's mad he didn't get the invite, you know. But
should we get him in here? We can get him in here.
yeah. So she has an absorber. So if you hit me like shoot your photon shot with Nova fireball.
Oh.
Yeah. She
I
can
got
like
it over here too. Oh, I see
yeah.
what's
She
going
can
on.
she can go through projectiles. So like go ahead and let me do it again, and then try to go ahead and just shoot it. I mean the reality thing. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she can just kind of come through it, you know? Depending on the projectile, she can kind of do that. So it's pretty sick. And as I mentioned, she has, like, command throws. So she can command throw you and then combo you off of it. So if you try to if they try to get too frisky with the blocks, you just take them off
Of course.
out of it. And she has a hit grab.
Which I'm pretty sure you can just tag at any point in time.
Yep.
Look at this. These are those
And
office combos,
And
huh?
then, yeah, you know, I'm just at work. You know, another day at the office, guys. So yeah, so Captain Marvel has some tools. You know, she's pretty serious. And paired with that 8-way dash, she can do some damage. Also, I'll show you some of her hypers real quick. So she has binary. And then she could keep comboing after it. So she does, like, more damage.
Okay.
You know, she's a stronger. She's not much faster, but she does more damage.
She looks so sick.
She takes damage a bit better. Looks sick, right? Yeah, dude. So Captain Marvel, a threat to look out for. And then let's, you know, I could talk about Ryu, but you guys all know him, so let's just skip that. Let's talk about Ultron, right? He's sexy. You know, Ultron, he was in the last Avengers movie.
Yeah. You guys, yeah.
So
the team did some really cool stuff with Ultron.
yeah, so you know, if you do let's say quarter circle forward and punch, he shoots out death rays, right? And depending on light punch, he shoots it straight, and then heavy punch, it's like a cross. So you can catch a guy jumping. If he's trying to jump, you catch him in the air, you know?
Okay.
So, you know, there's some strategy there. If you do a quarter circle backward and punch, he throws out, I forgot the name of that move. It's like well, I mean, but it's just really effective. I thought it was in Cephalo.
Ah,
before,
okay.
but anyways,
And you got the jab version too. Okay.
yeah, and if you do that, you could switch, and then go. You see how I'm
Open
just
them up,
stuck here?
yep.
Yeah, right. And then Ultron also has flight mode, so if you want to go into flight with him. And you could use that to continue combos, you know, like the traditional like Sentinel fast flies and things like that.
Okay.
You have that here. And then Fireball and kick. So try that real quick. So what he does is he does this hit grab. And then you could air dash after that and then air dash down forward and keep the combo going. Oh, you gotta gotta time it a little bit. Ooh,
oh, I see.
Right? Okay, so you can keep his combos going, and that counts as his wall bounce. Also, you know, for those guys who wonder how combos work, in this game, when you spike somebody, there's always a bounce. Every character has that because we wanted to make sure every character has a tool set that allows them to be competitive.
And that ends with roundhouse universally, right?
Yes, it's heavy kick to spike, and then also if you sweep somebody, every character has OTGs. Just so that, you know, no character is left out in the wind, right? We wanted to make sure everybody's capable. Also, if they do happen to have a wall bounce, not everybody has a wall bounce, though. You get one wall bounce per combo. So those are kind of the rules. You get one of each, so you can kind of figure out how to use those rules to create some dastardly combos.
Does the Power Stone give you 2?
No. The Power Stone, if you use it twice.
Okay.
So for characters who don't have a wall bounce, like Morgan, it's actually pretty cool, because now she has one. But if you use it 2 times, they spin out. Yeah, and then you air dash and continue the combo. Oh man, you're starting to see it. Okay, and if you in the air, if you're in the air and you do a fireball and kick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you do it against an airborne opponent, it'll bring him down, so you could continue the combo a little bit easier. So I mean, we looked at the characters. We wanted to make sure that they're all capable, right? And that involves, you know, giving them some kind of tool set that allows them to go from an air combo to a ground combo and things like that. But guys like you, guys like me, you know, guys like Mike here, we're going to find out how to use these tools.
We're going to optimize it.
Yeah, and either get the most damage, get the most flash, figure out when to
That's
switch.
the thing. We don't want to tell you what to build. We want to give you the toolbox and let everybody build their own style.
Yeah, so then you could continue. Huh? Let's switch up the characters? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, let me show you Nova real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nova, you know, he's in the previous game, he was a little stiff in his air movement, but Nova's a fast-ass guy, you know? He has to represent
He's caught my eye already. So, yeah, he was stiff on the diagonal dashes.
Yeah, but now he has that Magneto-like movement, right? His special moves have changed, so if you go through his specials, you'll see they're a little bit different. So there's that, but then if you do it with Heavy Punch, he kind of goes up, and then you could hit off that. Like, afterwards in the recovery, you could hit off that, so...
Such scared.
Oh. And then keep going. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, you're already seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then in the air, he can now do things that he couldn't do before, like the javelin. So he's
Oh, wow.
it's down punch. Yeah.
There it is. Oh.
Yeah. So he has that, right? So and you can do it on the ground too, of course. And then he has the Centurion kicks. So try that in the air.
What?
So that's an overhead, right? So you could, you know, tag off that and it gets nasty.
Ultron ball tag in, overhead.
Right?
Yeah.
Or if you do it with heavy kick, though, watch what happens. It's a low.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Mix it up, right? So, I mean, we looked
Drop
at
a reality surge in there.
right?
What?
One-man crew, right? So we looked at the characters, each of these characters in this game, and we thought, how do we make them feel new and fresh if they're returning, right? What were their strengths? What were their weaknesses? How do we make them feel different, right? And then on top of that, how do they work within the you know, ecology, this game, like how, you know, the systems, how do they all work together? And, you know, we've been working on that pretty hard, right? We wanted to make sure that this game feels fresh, it feels new, even if some of the cast might be returning.
He actually does feel fresh just off the rip. The moment I started messing with the Centurion arts.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like the basic mobility features, the basic tool set, the special moves each character has. You layer in the Infinity Stones, you layer in the partnership, and it isn't just, oh, what new moves does this character have? It's like in concert with all those other things that you can do, makes all the characters feel super fresh.
Exactly, exactly, right? And I'm just saying, like, when people get their hands on this and they're able to kind of just like experiment with their team, optimal times to tag, you know, like what's new with their character. Like let me pick Captain America, right? I think Captain America is beastly.
Yeah.
I think he is so beastly, honestly. Ooh, you're gonna put the Dante on.
Which is,
my
frankly,
homie.
is about time, right? Like,
Yeah.
Cap's, he's struggled in the franchise, like, to really be competitive.
Yeah, he's always been like, I thought in MVC3 actually he was like secretly strong, but because other characters were just so cheap, like, huh? People want to see Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So I'll pick Captain America and Thanos then. Damn.
Okay.
Well, we can
Oh,
They
do
wanna
that.
see
we have
the
Thanos.
hotness.
We have
Yeah,
Thanos
we
here
got
though.
the- yeah, we'll
Okay,
do both.
yeah. Well, I'll break them down. Yeah. I mean, just show you real quick what I'm talking about. What's new? Like Captain America. You know, when we thought about the character, we were like, wait a minute. In the movies, he's using the shield for defensive purposes as well as offensive purposes. Why doesn't he have anything that reflects that? So we gave him something that reflects that. You see, like we gave him this move. So try to swing on me. Wait. Ooh, and then it causes that
crumple.
crumple,
Okay.
but then try to jump and do it. Oh no, Captain America's beastly. The best part
way.
though is when you like do it, like try it.
So you can add added layers with the counter as well?
Yeah.
So you
could-
did counter tag, teach you
Combo.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
wow.
So, you know, like, it's giving you a taste of what could happen in this game. You know, Dante is one of those characters that is just so good. He has all the moves, you know. So what we've done is kind of made it so that it's a bit easier to chain into his different things. Right now, if you push the attack buttons 3 times, that's how you switch through his various attacks. So if you do like a backward fireball and punch. Oh, sorry. Heavy punch.
Oh, that's a teleport. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so, and then if you do a fireball and heavy punch, yeah, you see, like, you saw how it flashed 2 times? And then if you hit it twice, he'll do the, yeah, you know the name of all these moves, sorry, you can tell me the name of the move. And then if you hit it the 3rd time, he'll go into the third item. Yeah, so, I mean, we try to just make it a little easier to play him. Also, when you do Stinger, you double tap and then hit a button. Yeah, or switch, when he has that little red siglet around him, hit a different button before he goes into that. No, you gotta switch. So hit Stinger, then heavy punch, and then heavy kick or something. Oh, you're hitting it too fast.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
So as
yeah.
soon as he turns red?
Yeah. Before the stabs.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You see, like, it's a lot easier to use him. I mean,
So that's like his
but he's-
bow cancels essentially in this one.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. So, you know, we would still want Dante to hold true, but, you know, we also want him to be more of a run and gun guy. So if you hit, like, light kick or jumping light kick, he has gunshots, things like that. You know, I mean, so, you know, we were looking at the characters, and we've just been doing a lot of stuff like that.
Dante's really versatile, and I mean, you're already seeing it in some of the online stuff. I think we're getting asked about Thanos.
Is that what it
bringing
is?
the-
Or I
let's bring
thought,
the big
I thought
dog.
we were about to
Yeah.
get the cane, and he
Let's
was
bring
about to
it-
just
Yeah.
roll us
Woo,
out.
like
Yeah.
gong show. Like, all
Yeah,
right, we're
dude.
out
The
of here.
return of
Yeah.
Thanos.
All right, let's
man.
end it on Thanos
okay,
here.
so
yeah.
Thanos, you know, he has an air dash now. You know, so it lets him get in a little bit more. He has a palm breaker
that
move.
palm- yeah.
Like, so do it in the air, like hit me with it. And then you can air dash after
follow
that.
up, yeah.
And then follow up, do some pretty dastardly combos. You know, this guy just exudes power, but he could also teleport. So down, light punch or heavy punch.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
then,
rumble.
yeah. And then doing it with heavy punch allows you to follow up with an attack. Oh, you see what I'm saying? Set the mix-ups up. He also has this really cool shield, so backward fireball and kick. So if you do it with light kick, he sends it at you. But if you do it with heavy kick, yeah, I have to time it. Look at that, right? That looks so sick. This guy just exudes
So you can
power.
do that again?
Yeah. Yes.
Ah,
And then
okay.
he also has a quarter circle forward and heavy punch. So that's an overhead, right? And it has armor right now. And then, but that's an overhead, so you can switch off that and get that high-low game going. Yes, so, I mean, there's just simple, you can start it off with these simple layers, and you can kind of take it to that
I
next
already
level.
see it.
He's got some cool command normals too, right? Like his I-beams.
Yeah, forward heavy kick that shoots out an I-beam. Yeah, so
Swag.
Yeah.
yeah, and then, you know, he has a command throw,
Arm
backward
cross.
fireball and punch. Yeah, and if you do it with heavy punch, he's like slams him down, and then you get the combo follow-up. Yeah, man. And then, you know, just end it on a high note. Do his level 3, backward fireball and punches.
Where is it now? So that's crazy. So essentially, right, just based off everything you told me, I can make a combo sandwich. No matter what, like I could just always add the lettuce, the tomatoes, the mayonnaise.
Totally,
I can always just add a new different topping to what I want to do.
The whole
dude,
Subway
yeah,
counter.
There you go.
Exactly,
There you go. There
exactly.
you go. Okay.
You're a
Nice.
sandwich artist.
Yeah,
of
dude.
combos.
Yeah, combo artist.
I'm
Yeah,
taking
combo artist.
people to the
Combo
deli.
artist.
See, in Marvel 2 and 3, I was the tailor. I was the curly mustache man. Now I'm gonna have to be the chef. I'm gonna be the deli. I'm gonna be the deli guy.
Hey, those bodega delis.
The bodega. Exactly. Shout outs. Okay. All right.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you know, sorry guys, I couldn't show you all the characters, but I mean, I hope that like you guys got a lot more information on the game.
But
you
it's
know,
the tip of the
and
iceberg.
knowing what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, we get more characters out there. People start playing with more stones. People start seeing more abilities and some of the new freshness that the new characters have. There's so much to sink your teeth into.
Yes.
So as a casual player and more so a competitor, I'm always worried about movement and stiffness. You know that. You know,
Yeah,
I'm real about
yeah.
the movement and controlling the pace of the game. So just me feeling it, just everything that you show me right now, I actually feel the movement very fluent. Like everybody had this like stigma that it was gonna be stiff or something like that. Like no, I'm actually
Slick.
moving properly. It's slick. You know what I mean? You can push, block, and stuff like that. Everything is pretty much down to the same core that a Marvel game has, but the movement is still in there. So it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
it's A-okay.
Butter,
Yeah,
is it butter on it?
it's A-okay.
Dude, it has the Marvel DNA.
It's the lore. The lore's there.
This is, you know, this is Capcom, man. Like, but at the same time, though, we have the new elements. You know, we innovated on the game. We evolved the mechanics that players have come to know and love, man. Like, we're making sure that this is something that feels fresh. We can't give you the same old things over and over and over. I know some of you don't
We
want to
just put UMVC 3 out HD in December.
Exactly. You want that again? Like, no, we got to give you something new, man. So.
And another important thing, just as a Marvel player, because that's basically originally where I'm from. As long as I could call something my own, then I'm playing Marvel.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
called
what
Marvel
it's.
Capcom.
And again, that's what it's all about. It's not just a list of mechanics. It's like what's that heart and soul of Marvel? What gets people excited?
What makes a team? Yeah,
exactly.
What makes a team combo? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
Cool, man.
Well, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah,
No,
thanks
thank
for
you
having
for
me
having me.
on. Hey,
Shoot,
man.
boy. Listen,
Yeah.
man,
Oh.
I'm in there. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Cool. Well, all right, guys. You know, thanks for tuning in to the stream. Hope you guys are enjoying E3 with us thus far, and we'll come back with some more information.